My beloved child, listen carefully because this message is not an accident. You didn't just click on this video randomly. Something deep within your soul pulled you here at this exact moment, because what is about to happen in your life is going to shake your emotions, your beliefs, and your entire future in a way you never expected. Someone from your past, someone your heart never truly forgot no matter how hard you try to move on, is about to return suddenly, without warning, without preparation, and when they do, it won't just be a simple reunion. It will feel like time itself has reversed, like the universe has opened a door you thought was permanently closed. But understand this clearly, their return is not just about love, it is a test, a transformation, a moment that will either elevate your life to a level of emotional fulfillment you have never experienced before, or it will challenge you in ways that force you to grow beyond the person you used to be, because the connection you shared with this person was never ordinary. It was intense, it was deep, it was something that left a permanent mark on your soul. And even when distance, silence, or pain separated you, the energy between you never truly disappeared. It only went quiet, waiting for the right moment to rise again. And now that moment is closer than you think. You may have felt it already, that sudden thought of them out of nowhere, that dream that felt too real, that unexplained emotional wave that hit you when you least expected it. These are not coincidences, these are signs, signals that something is shifting behind the scenes, something you cannot yet see but can definitely feel. And what you need to understand is that when this person comes back, they will not be the same version you once knew, and neither are you. Life has changed both of you. Pain has shaped you, lessons have matured you, and the reunion that is coming will not be about repeating the past, it will be about confronting it, healing it, and deciding whether you are both ready to build something stronger or finally release what was never meant to stay. Because sometimes soulmates don't come back just to stay forever, sometimes they return to teach one final lesson, to close a chapter properly, or to show you how much you have grown. And that is why you must not rush when this happens. You must not let your emotions control your decisions, because the pull you will feel towards them will be powerful, almost irresistible. It will feel like your heart is being called back to a place it never left. But this time you must be different. This time you must observe, understand, and protect your energy, because love without growth will only repeat the same pain, and you didn't come this far just to go through the same heartbreak again. You came this far to evolve, to become stronger, wiser, and more aware of what you truly deserve. And when they return, they will feel that change in you. They will notice that you are no longer the same person who once waited, who once chased, who once gave everything without receiving the same in return. And this will shift the dynamic completely, because now the power will be balanced. Now the connection will either rise to a higher level or fall apart completely. And this is where your life will change forever, because the decision you make in that moment will shape your future in ways you cannot imagine right now. If you choose to reconnect with awareness, with boundaries, with self-respect, you may experience a love that is deeper and more real than anything you've ever felt before, a love that is no longer based on illusion but on truth, growth, and mutual understanding. But if you ignore the lessons you have learned and fall back into old patterns, the universe will not protect you from the consequences, because this time you know better. And knowing better means you are expected to do better. And this is why this moment is so powerful, so life-changing, because it is not just about them coming back, it is about who you choose to be when they do. It is about whether you choose your growth or your comfort, your future or your past, your self-worth or your old emotional attachments, and deep down, you already know what you need to do. You already feel the truth within you, even if it scares you, even if it challenges you. Because your soul has been preparing for this moment for a long time, every heartbreak, every tear, every lonely night was shaping you for this exact situation, and now the universe is watching, waiting to see what choice you will make, because this is not just a reunion, this is a turning point, a crossroads that will define the next chapter of your life, and no matter what happens, whether they stay or leave again, whether it turns into a beautiful love story or a final goodbye, one thing is certain. You will not be the same after this. You will be stronger, clearer, and more aligned with your true path, because sometimes the return of a soulmate is not about getting them back, it is about getting yourself back, your power, your confidence, your clarity, and your understanding of what love truly means. So when that moment comes, do not panic, do not lose yourself. Stand firm in who you have become, look into their eyes not with desperation but with awareness, and remember that you are no longer the person you once were. You are someone who has grown through pain, who has learned through experience, and who now has the strength to choose what is truly right for their life. And that is why this return will change everything, because this time, the story will not be written by emotions alone, it will be written by your choices, your growth, and your courage to either embrace a new beginning or walk away with peace, knowing that you honored yourself above all else, and that, my beloved child, is where your true transformation begins. My beloved child, the moment you have been unknowingly preparing for is drawing even closer now. And what you are about to experience will not feel ordinary, it will feel like a sudden shift in reality itself, because when this person re-enters your life, it will not happen in a way you expect. It may begin with a simple message, a random call, or even a chance encounter that feels too perfectly timed to be accidental. And in that very second your heart will recognize something before your mind can even process it, a familiar energy, a presence that once meant everything to you, and you will feel that pull again, that magnetic force that once connected your souls so deeply that even silence could not break it. But listen carefully, because this time the universe is not bringing them back to you in the same way. This time there is a hidden purpose behind their return, something much deeper than just love or closure. Something that will test whether you have truly evolved or if you are still tied to the past version of yourself, because as soon as they come back, emotions you thought you had buried will begin to rise again, memories will flood your mind, moments that once made you smile and moments that once broke you will replay all at once, and it will feel overwhelming. Almost like you are reliving a chapter of your life that you thought was already finished. But what makes this moment different is that you are no longer the same person who lived that chapter. You have grown, you have learned, you have become someone who sees things more clearly now, and this clarity is your greatest strength, because the version of you that once ignored red flags, that once gave chances without limits, that once held on even when it hurt, that version of you is no longer in control, and when they stand in front of you again, whether physically or emotionally, they will sense this change immediately. They will notice the difference in your energy, the way you speak, the way you respond, the way you no longer react impulsively but observe with calm awareness, and this will create a new dynamic between you. One that may feel unfamiliar at first, because the roles have shifted, the balance has changed, and now the connection will either evolve into something stronger or begin to break under the weight of truth, because when two people reconnect after time and growth, there is no place left for illusions. Everything becomes clear, intentions become visible, and actions speak louder than ever before, and this is where your life will begin to change in a powerful way, because you will start to see them not through the lens of your past emotions but through the clarity of your present awareness. You will notice things you didn't notice before, patterns you once ignored will now stand out clearly, and you will begin to understand why things happened the way they did, why the separation was necessary, why the pain was part of your journey. And this understanding will give you a kind of emotional power you never had before. Because now you are no longer seeking answers from them, you are finding answers within yourself, and this is what will make this reunion so different, so intense, because instead of losing yourself in the connection, you will be grounded in your own truth, and this will either attract them closer in a healthier way or create a distance that reveals their true intentions, because not everyone who returns is ready to grow with you. Some come back because they feel your absence, because they miss the comfort, the love, the energy you once gave them, but missing you and being ready for you are two completely different things, and this is something you must never forget, because your heart may want to believe in the best version of them, but your soul will always recognize the truth, and if you listen closely, you will feel it. You will sense whether this connection is being rebuilt on honesty and growth or if it is trying to fall back into old patterns that once hurt you, and this is where your strength will be tested the most, because the temptation to go back to what felt familiar will be strong. The desire to relive those beautiful moments will pull at your heart, but you must remember why things ended. You must remember the lessons you learned, because forgetting them now will only lead you back to the same cycle, and the universe did not bring you this far just to repeat the past. It brought you here to rise above it, to choose differently, to act from a place of self-worth instead of emotional attachment, and when you do this, something incredible will happen. You will feel a sense of control over your life that you never felt before, a sense of peace that comes from knowing that no matter what happens with this person, you will be okay, because your happiness is no longer dependent on their presence, and this realization will change everything. It will free you from the fear of losing them again. It will free you from the need to hold on too tightly, and it will allow you to experience this connection in a way that is balanced, healthy, and real, and if they are truly meant to be in your life, they will rise to meet you at this level. They will show consistency, effort, and respect in a way they may not have before, but if they do not, if they remain the same, if they bring back confusion, inconsistency, or emotional pain, then you will have the strength to walk away without breaking yourself. Because this time you are not walking away from love, you are walking towards your own growth, your own peace, your own future. And that is why this moment is so powerful, because it is not just about them coming back, it is about you stepping into the strongest version of yourself, the version that knows their worth, that values their energy, and that refuses to settle for anything less than what they truly deserve. And as this story continues to unfold, you will begin to see that this reunion was never just about the past, it was about your transformation, your awakening, and your ability to choose a path that aligns with who you have become. And whether this person stays or leaves again, one thing is certain: you will never lose yourself in the process again, because now you know who you are, and that, my beloved child, is the beginning of a completely new chapter in your life. Do not skip. What is about to unfold next will test your heart in a way you never imagined, because just when you begin to feel that things might finally work out, just when you start to believe that this return was meant to heal everything that once broke you, something unexpected will happen. something that will force you to pause, to question, and to look deeper than ever before, because the truth about this connection will not reveal itself all at once. It will come in layers, slowly, intensely, and sometimes painfully, and there will be a moment, a very specific moment, where their actions will not match their words, where the energy you feel will not align with what they are showing you, and this moment will feel like a sharp awakening, like a quiet voice inside you saying, "Pay attention," because this is the exact point where your life begins to change forever, not because of what they do, but because of what you choose to do next. And you must understand this clearly: this is not a coincidence. This is the universe placing you in the same situation but with a different version of yourself, to see if you will finally choose differently, because in the past you may have ignored this feeling, you may have doubted yourself, you may have convinced yourself that things would get better if you just waited a little longer, loved a little harder, or sacrificed a little more. But this time is different. This time you are aware. This time you can see the truth even if it hurts, and this awareness is your power, even though it may not feel like it in the moment, because the truth has a way of shaking illusions. It has a way of breaking the image you once held onto so tightly, and when that image begins to crack, it can feel like you are losing something all over again. But listen carefully, you are not losing anything. You are gaining clarity. You are gaining freedom. You are gaining the ability to see this connection for what it truly is, not what you hoped it would be. And this realization will bring you to a crossroads, a moment where you will have to decide whether to continue on a path that feels familiar but uncertain, or to step into a path that feels unknown but aligned with your growth. And this decision will not be easy, because your heart will remember the good. It will replay the moments that made you feel loved, the moments that made you believe this person was your forever. And those memories will try to pull you back. They will try to convince you that this time will be different, that this time it will work. But your soul will speak louder if you allow it. Your soul will remind you of the truth. It will remind you of the pain, the confusion, the sleepless nights, the unanswered questions, and it will ask you one simple but powerful question: have they truly changed, or do you just want them to? And the answer to that question will determine everything, because wanting someone to be different and them actually being different are not the same, and you deserve truth, not potential. You deserve consistency, not promises. You deserve peace, not emotional chaos. And when you begin to fully understand this, something within you will shift in a way that cannot be undone. You will feel a strength rising inside you, a quiet but powerful confidence that no longer needs validation from anyone else. And in that moment, you will realize that the love you were searching for in them was something you needed to give to yourself first. And this realization will change the way you see everything. It will change the way you see them, the way you see your past, and most importantly, the way you see your future. Because now you are no longer chasing a feeling, you are choosing a life that is built on self-respect, clarity, and emotional stability. And this is where the true transformation begins. Because whatever you decide in this moment, whether you choose to give this connection another chance or walk away completely, it will come from a place of power, not weakness. It will come from a place of understanding, not confusion. And that is why this moment is so important, because it is not just about love anymore. It is about your identity, your boundaries, and your ability to honor yourself above all else. And here is the part that most people never realize. Sometimes the reason a soulmate comes back is not to stay, but to show you that you no longer need them in the same way, to show you how much you have grown, how much stronger you have become, and how capable you are of choosing yourself, even when it is difficult, even when it hurts. And when you reach this level of awareness, something incredible happens. You break the cycle, you release the attachment, and you open the door for something new, something healthier, something that aligns with the person you have become. And whether that includes this person or not will depend entirely on the truth of who they are now, not who they used to be, because the past has no power over you anymore unless you give it that power. And as you stand in this moment of decision, feeling everything all at once, the love, the pain, the memories, and the clarity, you will begin to understand that this was never just a love story. It was a journey of self-discovery, a path that was meant to lead you back to yourself. And when you fully embrace this truth, you will no longer fear what happens next, because you will know that no matter what choice you make, you are choosing from a place of strength, and that is what will change your life forever. Because this time, my beloved child, you are not losing yourself in love. You are finding yourself through my beloved child. This is the moment where everything finally becomes clear, the moment where your heart, your mind, and your soul all come together to show you the truth you can no longer ignore, because after everything you have felt, after every emotion that has risen and every memory that has resurfaced, you now stand at the final turning point of this journey. And what happens here will not only define this connection but will shape the direction of your entire life moving forward, because by now you have seen enough, you have felt enough, and deep within you, you already know what is real and what is not. You already know whether this person who returned has truly aligned with your growth or if they are still carrying the same energy that once broke you. And the most powerful part of this moment is that you are no longer confused, you are no longer searching for answers outside of yourself, because the answers have been within you all along, waiting for you to trust them, waiting for you to listen without fear. And now that you are here, now that you have reached this level of awareness, something inside you will begin to shift in a way that feels both emotional and empowering at the same time, because this is where you finally take your power back completely, not partially, not temporarily, but fully. And when you look at this person now, you will no longer see them through the lens of who they used to be. You will see them exactly as they are in this moment, without illusion, without excuses, without the need to justify anything that does not feel right. And this clarity will give you a kind of peace that is stronger than any temporary happiness you once chased, because now you understand that peace is not something you find in someone else, it is something you create within yourself. And this realization will guide your final decision, because whether you choose to open your heart to them again or close this chapter for good, it will come from a place of truth, not attachment. And that is what makes all the difference, because if they have truly changed, if they have done the inner work, if their actions now reflect consistency, respect, and genuine effort, then what you build together from this moment forward has the potential to be something real, something stable, something that is no longer based on emotional highs and lows but on mutual understanding and growth. And this kind of love will feel different. It will feel calm, it will feel safe, it will feel like something you do not have to question every day. But if they have not changed, if their presence still brings confusion, inconsistency, or emotional heaviness into your life, then your path becomes even clearer, because you will realize that their return was never meant to restart the story. It was meant to end it properly. It was meant to give you the closure you once searched for, not through their words, but through your own realization. And in that moment, you will feel something you never felt before, a deep sense of release, like a weight has been lifted off your heart, because you are no longer holding on to something that no longer aligns with who you have become, and this is where your true transformation completes itself, because you are no longer the person who fears letting go, you are the person who understands when it is necessary, and this understanding will open doors in your life that you could not see before. It will create space for new energy, new opportunities, and even new love that resonates with the version of you that you are today, because when you choose yourself, when you honor your worth, you naturally attract what matches that energy, and this is why this entire journey was so important, because it was never just about this person, it was about you becoming who you were always meant to be, strong, aware, emotionally grounded, and unafraid to choose what is right for your soul. And as you step forward from this moment, leaving behind what no longer serves you or embracing what has truly evolved, you will feel a sense of certainty that cannot be shaken, because you have faced your past, you have understood it, and you have grown beyond it, and that is something no one can ever take away from you. And here is the truth that will stay with you long after this moment has passed. Your soulmate's return was not the miracle you were, your growth was, your awakening was. Because in the end, the greatest love story you will ever experience is the one where you choose yourself without hesitation, without fear, and without looking back, and that, my beloved child, is what will truly change your life forever.